Namaskar and very good afternoon to all of you. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you on this highly significant session on infrastructure fueling India's logistics growth. Sir and dear madam, let us start this session with the powerful Rigved mantra. This Rigved mantra says, Ano Badra Kratavo Yantu. It means, let noble thoughts come to us from everywhere, every side of the world. As we are aware that India is the land of enterprise and land of aspirations. It is also land of a Modi and it is also land of a Gandhi. Our logistics industries is on cups of a logistics revolution. As we all are aware that India has a very vast geography and strategic coastline. With the recent changes of coastline calculation, now we have 11,098.81 kilometers of a coastline. In this session, we will not discuss only about the road, rail, infrastructure and warehouses. But in this session, our esteemed panelists will discuss about the vision of connecting Bharat to the world and infrastructure. Our Prime Minister has rightly said that speed is a new governance. So without taking much of time, I would like to invite Mr. Haresh Lalwani, our esteemed moderator. He is a renowned logistician and did not require any further introduction. So, sir, welcome to you. Along with him, I would like to invite our esteemed panelist, Mr. Sagar Kadu, DPIT, Ministry of Commerce. Welcome, sir. I would like to request Dr. Inarasu Kerusiman, IAPH. Welcome, sir. Now I would like to request Captain BVJK Sharma, CEO of Adani NMIA. Welcome, sir. I would like to request Mr. Anuridh Lele, CEO of NSFT. Welcome, sir. Before proceeding further to this, I would also like to request Mr. Shailesh Bhatia ji to come on the stage. Thank you very much for our sponsor, Neeraj Ambani, sir. Thank you very much for your kind cooperation. Now, I would like to hand over the entire floor to our moderator. And I would like to request all of you that please mute your mobile phone so you can enjoy the entire session. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon. I thought everyone had just had lunch, so take it easy, but okay, thank you guys. So I believe you've got your coffees, you've got everything over here, and we would now get into, so yes, let's get into the panel discussion, infrastructure fueling India's logistics growth. Okay, logistics by itself, it's not just about movement of cargo anymore. It's about efficiency, it's about competitiveness, it's about resilience. And at the heart of all this lies robust, future-ready infrastructure. Till that doesn't happen, we don't get anywhere. So, let's look at the initiatives like the PM Gati Shakti, the National Logistics Policy, the Sagarmala, and alongside game-changing investments in airports, ports, terminals, industrial corridors, railways. So if you look at all this, we're only seeing so much of infrastructure that is there in this country, and it's only growing. So today we bring together an exceptional group of panelists over here, and who actually represent policy making, global benchmarking, and absolutely ground level executions of this infrastructural transformation. So let's get to the crucial question: what will it take to build logistics infrastructure that not only serves today's needs, but also propels us towards the vision Viksit Bharat 2047. So I guess you all have understood that my questions are also going to be somewhat like this. It's going to be now and Viksit Bharat. So I don't know what happened yesterday. We are not discussing that. We are discussing what we can do from today onwards and how we can reach the dream that we already have of Viksit Bharat. So let me start with Dr. Enarasu Karunesan. Sir, I believe you also have a presentation to give. So would you like to start with that? Yeah, thank you. So this is going to be part presentation and a lot of questions that I'm going to be putting in. Thank you very much.
In the meantime, at the outset, I thank AAFAI for inviting me for this wonderful day today. I thank Dushyantji, Shankar Shindeji, and all the fraternities of AAFAI members, the family, the members on the dais of the dais. It's a privilege for me to be here since I traveled almost 37 years in the port field. AAFAI is the one which connects the entire trade fraternity today. They are the face of India's trade, and today they are the game changer for the India. Before taking this, IAPH is International Association of Port and Harbors. It's based in Tokyo, and we are the global connector of all the ports. More than 190 ports, 150 port associates. We handle more than 1/3 of global cargo. IAPH works with the World Bank, World Customs Organization, and Global Maritime Forum, and World Economic Forum, and IAPH represents IMO, UNCTAD, and all the global platforms. And we work the 3 pillars, mainly on the risk and resilience, data collaboration, and climate and energy. With this, I just wanted to take you through how the global ports and global trade has been happening in the last few decades, before which I just wanted to start with what is called the world is today in transition of 4 flow. Until 19th century, people flow, material flow become the prominent of the world. Today, 8.3 billion people travel one end to another. It's become a challenge in terms of the movement. Materials flow, more than 100 billion tons of materials being flow within the area of the land area and also the maritime area. But of late 1980s, information flow has taken the lead, and now the energy flow is happening. The world is configured to all these 4 flows. This has become the interdependent of flow of the 21st century. So this is where all about the globe is today talking about people, materials, and information and energy. Here you look at the trade means economy. We talk about the GDP is the one parameter for the entire trade. So India is being the emerging economy, 3rd largest emerging economies of the world, and US is continued to be number 1, and China is number 2, and we are chasing each other in terms of China and Germany and Japan, and India is taking the lead. And I'm sure by 2030, India will take the lead and become the third largest economies of the world. And having said so on the GDP, look at the world is going through continuous perpetual disruptions. Order of the day that global supply chain has completely disrupted. Now we are looking at the last 5 years, tremendous disruption which has happened since 2020 COVID and 2021 blockage, Suez blockage, and 2022 Ukraine conflict, 23 Panama drought, and 2024 the costliest detour where the Red Sea crisis. Now we talk about the Trump effect between US and China trade war, which is really a concern for the entire fraternity of the trade. Look at here, after having this, despite all these disruptions, here we have witnessed the trade is growing from $17.6 trillion to $33 trillion in the last year. And we are continuing to grow, and I think despite all the challenges and disruptions, we will grow further. And here there is a synchronized way of looking at is the container growth. Having 812 million TEUs of containers handled across global ports, 898 million TEUs of containers have been handled last year, and we are seeing a lot of cargo volume from 8 billion tons of cargo to 11.25 billion tons of cargo have been handled last year. So predominantly dry cargo takes the lion's share of the global market, and containers are taking the prominence. And containers traffic has grown from 1980s 20 million TEUs of containers. We are today talking about 1 billion TEUs of containers have been handled across more than 2,000 global ports. But nevertheless, here you look at top 10 ports are, out of which 6 ports are in China. We are nowhere near to global ports, and Shanghai taking the lead in terms of handling 50 million TEUs of containers, and Singapore is approximately around 41 million TEUs of containers. All the ports in India put together, we are only handling around 22 million TEUs of containers. So there is a huge gap where we are talking about one side the economy, another side the trade, still long way to go and bridge the gap. I think that's where I wanted to mention here. And also talk about global shipping companies. Top 5 shipping companies, MSC and Maersk and CMA CGM and COSCO and Hapag-Lloyd constitute more than 3,000 ships with the almost around 20 million TEUs of slots, which is available for handling all these 1 billion TEUs of containers. Here, this is a concern for all of us. Mega ships are invading. See, the seaside activities are coming with 25,000 TEUs. This is a complex nature of operations. It is throwing challenge to the entire landside activities. And of course, FFA also is part of these challenges. This is going to be a serious challenge in the future years. That's where I wanted to mention here at this point in time. Global ports are already started geared up. Look at here, Shanghai, which is already handling 50 million TEUs of containers, and China's SEZ model has become a prominent model in the globe. It has more than 36,000 square kilometers. China has developed a special economic zone, which is where the model which has been proven. Today, the Chinese ports have been connected ports. It is not just standalone within the 4 walls of the port. It is completely connected across all the stakeholders, and that's where the world is moving towards connected ports. India is still not gone beyond the gates. That's where we have to look at how the ports can be configured and connected to the fraternity of all the stakeholders. That will change the model. Singapore has continued to be number 2, 40 million TEUs. Malaysia ports are already taking the lead in the Southeast Asia, which is 15 million TEUs, Malaysia, Port Kelang, and PTP. Probably you all seen these ports, which is already happening. And in UAE region, we have that DP World, which is a 20 million TEUs capacity port. Having said so, the ports are again still furthermore growth which is happening, and Singapore is coming with Tuas container port, which is going to be a 65 million TEUs, which is going to constitute more than $20 billion investment which is going to happen. I think this is where the model which is existent in the global system. Now the ports are not just mere mechanic or container port. The ports are becoming the 21st century is logistics community port, which is a smart port is what we are talking about. Now coming to India, what really India is taking the lead, how the transformation which is happening, I just wanted to touch upon here. India has taken more than 56 years to reach $1 trillion economy. And 2014, it is after 11 years, 2 trillion. Now today we talk about 5 trillion. By 2035, it's going to be something like $10 trillion economy. I'm sure we will be the third largest economies by having configured and transformation of maritime, which will definitely add value. India is considered to be a self-reliant. I think in the morning session, we spoke much on this Atmanirbhar. I think that's where really the way how India is not just the place of raw material exports, it's more towards finished goods exports. An import-driven economy, import-driven trade to export competitive trade is what we talk about. Now it's mixture of hybrid in terms of agri, services and manufacturing. And now we talk about clean fuel economy is what we are looking at. And FFA and Logistics India has enormous contribution to the trade of India. We talk about 13 to 14% of GDP. India's logistics market is still something like $318 billion, where the cargoes and goods have to move through 3.2 million square kilometer, 3.3 million square kilometer. So complex nature of activities which is happening. When one side growing economy, another side the cargo and containers have to move across the land side of 3.3 million square kilometer. So this is where the challenge which is happening. And as here, a lot of logistic players around in this system to reduce the time and cost is what the determinants, two determinants of the logistics. That's what all we talk about today, logistics, with the 20 government agencies and partner government agencies of 40, and lot of network which is around in this, more than 10,000 commodities, which is what being handled in the logistics system. And $318 billion of logistics market and 40 million employment base, which is what happening in the logistics system. And overall, when you look at the ancillary supports like ICDs and CFSs, what really giving a helping hand for the entire trade of India, and FFA and the stakeholders, you become the shock observer of the trade. This is what today we talk about. And today, if you frankly speaking, India has evolved from a 498 billion trade. Today we talk about 825 billion trade. When you see the merchandise export, which is growing from $292 billion today, last year we closed with $437 billion. And I think by 2030, we talk about $1 trillion trade is what we are talking about. We also look at the ports are really being well configured, well put in place in terms of the 7,500 kilometers of coastline, 12 major ports, 200 non-major ports, and handled last year 1.5 billion tons. We have a capacity of 3 billion tons. Absolutely no problem in terms of having the capacities. And as in the morning session, we spoke, and India's pride, JNPA has reached a 10 million TEUs capacity, which is now coming to the global scenario. And I'm sure our upcoming ports, which are coming in the next, by Amrit Kaal 2047, Vadhavan has been spoken, which is going to be a 25 million TEUs of containers. And Another port which is there in Tuna, which is going to be a 2.2 million TEUs of containers. This is going to be another West Coast container port. And Adani Vizhinjam port, which is going to be a 10 million TEUs port. And Andaman Nicobar Islands, there is another 16 million TEUs containers. And VOC, which is Tuticorin port, which is another 4.8 million TEUs of containers. Overall, we look at a 60 million TEUs of containers ports, which is being planned by 2047 with the investment of $20 billion. So we are always ready and ahead of creating infrastructure, and I'm sure Maritime India has a proper plan to meet the trade and industry's requirements. And not only that, and also we have creating mega ports and also creating road infrastructure, which is 35,000 kilometers of road infrastructure which has been planned, which is a 60 billion trade corridors and dedicated freight corridor, which is also happening. I'm sure these all will evolve a mechanism to have an investment of almost nearing $1 trillion investment by 2047. With this, I'm sure India's future is very bright with the having mega ships and mega transshipment ports, which is going to happen, and Hyperloop freight corridor. I think this is one of the new corridor which is happening in the global system, where the freight system can happen less than 1 hour to reach a box from West Coast to East Coast. I think that's where a lot of research which is happening across the global things. Now we talk about green ports and green logistics. This is what the sustainable and sustainability has become the norms of the future. I'm sure FFI, their efforts and the way, their contribution to the Indian economy, and not only in terms of creating the value and with the value addition, they are the true GDP contributor, and with this, they will be the game changer for India's logistics. With this, thank you for your wonderful day and also patient hearing from me, and thank you so much.
You have given us so much information. I think you set the stage ready for everyone to answer the questions that I'm going to ask them. So you actually did a presentation, and trust me, everyone over here believes that you gave a presentation for everyone, because you made it so ready for all of us to take this forward. So thank you very much. So we have Mr. B.V.J.K. Sharma. I think he needs to leave a little early. He has a flight to catch. So I am going to start with him. And the gentleman sitting on my left actually needs no introduction. But I have to say something that, he's today the CEO of Adani Navi Mumbai International Airport, has very, very deep experience in both ports and airports now, and I think he will be offering us a unique perspective on the multimodal logistics and the air cargo infrastructure. So, sir, I'll start with now, and then my next question to you will be tomorrow. So we'll talk about today and tomorrow. And today, my first question is that, with the Navi Mumbai International Airport poised to be one of the major logistics gateway, how are you planning to integrate air cargo infrastructure with multimodal transport for faster and cost-efficient freight movement?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm audible? So good, I see everyone awake post-lunch. So had a sumptuous lunch. So when we talk of multimodal transport, we all know what we're talking about. And as far as airport is concerned, if I have to call it multimodal in a true manner, we are taking up that kind of external connectivity through suburban train to metro to high-speed train, all modes of express roadways where you can come signal-free right from Worli to South Bombay into the airport, or if you're not visiting airport, you can still bypass and reach Pune probably in 1 hour. We also have a water transport connectivity planned where we think along with passengers, some perishable cargo around the coast can come in and how quickly we can connect it to our eastern part of our airport where the entire cargo planning is happening. So the entire MMR region continues to be about 25% of Indian demand. And right now we are not serving that properly, just through CSMI. So we are starting with 500,000 ton cargo to whatever we are existing, 1 million at the existing airport, but we'll take this to almost 3.2 million tons of cargo capacity within NMI. When we talk of the demand scenario, yesterday also some speakers have said that from current 3.2, we are going to 10 million by 2030. And by 2040, we are talking about 17 million tons of cargo. So if that calls for almost 5-fold increase in your air cargo volume, without looking at freighters, that won't be possible. We are seriously looking at freighters to come in, and they are also equally serious to shift their base from abroad to NMI. When freighters come in, the manufacturers who are going to produce high value goods want to connect. They want to connect to our hubbing infrastructure that we are creating through the freighters. Our belly cargo would remain a strong cargo to 60%, but freighters are going to increase their share in NMI. So from location point of view, I would say we are very strategically located. We have all modes of transport. We have JNPA, we have hinterland of Pune looking at us, and we have all the Thane, Belapur, Kalyan, Ulhasnagar, Ambernath. They're all in our proximity, and we are in touch with them for handling their cargoes. Water terminal could be a big game changer. From JNPT, why people are talking about through urban mobility, a possible drone movement of cargo up to 1 tons. So when this was talked about, then we also have now planned to do something outside, just north of our airport for the urban mobility, where we will think of all modes of urban mobility, including passenger, air taxis, and also a cargo lift from half a ton to 1 ton, and then connecting it very quickly to the aircraft. But that calls for a separate route planning. It cannot interfere with my procedures, so we are in discussion with Government of India to give a different heli routes, define the heli routes, which would also be helpful for the urban mobility.
So, sir, tell me something. Now, since we've discussed, you've taken us all the way till 2030 and also very close to 2047. And I need to understand that, how do you think that airports, will start playing a strategic role, not only in passenger traffic, but, in building high-value, time-sensitive cargo corridors for the Indian global, basically the ambitions that the Indians have, and not only for international transportation, but now as coastal is coming in, so there's going to be a lot more cargoes that are also moving within India and close by. So how do you see this as Viksit Bharat 2047? Where do you see us as an airport, as an airport infrastructure?
When you talk of Viksit, Anaras who just presented.
Yeah, he gave us everything,
that
now we're getting specific.
Going to 10 trillion to 30 trillion by 2047. And where would it come from? It has to come largely from the manufacturing sector. and entire thing cannot be a sea transport. It will look for high value movement of cargo through airports, and that's how I'm giving you this number of 17 million tons, which he calls for 5 times in next 15 years. So Viksit Bharat is here to do. He also mentioned that stuff made in India, you shift to make for the world. That is happening. A lot of Indian exporters are known outside now, and they want this kind of fast connectivity. And Government of India with their Gati Shakti plan and a lot of other plans that government is working on, including usage of Udan across India, where you guys can look at as a big opportunity to bring in whatever small cargoes along with the Udan in their bellies and connect them. So believe me that Udan will become a very good feeder going forward, so that you can locate yourself anywhere, any part of the world, and rather than paying for very high value land closer to a metro, you can put up your factories in remote areas. And today you can think of connecting that to a seaport or to an airport through either urban mobile transport or high-speed train, like I told about Mumbai-Hyderabad train. Bullet train would stop at NMI.
That's nice. Great. So I guess opportunities, our future is bright. That's what we are here for, actually. So thank you for, mentioning it and putting a stamp on it and saying that, yes, the future is bright for all of us.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do you need to leave now, or would
Yeah.
you be...
Please do excuse me. We have a very high
So can I ask...
load of work
So
tomorrow
we'll-
morning, so I have
we'd
to
like
be
to felicitate
back
him
so
before
in
he
Bombay
leaves.
by
So
evening.
give us a minute. Let them felicitate you
Oh,
before you leave.
okay.
So
Thank you. But meanwhile, if they have any questions,
anybody has any questions for Mr. Sharma? So if it'll be nice, we have one right here. So can somebody please pass a mic over here? So you may please introduce yourself first and then ask your question. Thank you very much.
Sir, namaskar. My name is Arun Kumar. I'm the president of Association of Multimodal Transport Operators of India. My question to Mr. Sharma is, while you were talking about Udan, without the wide body aircrafts being deployed in the smaller airport, which is very difficult, how do you see the crossovers? So the ULD has to be built up in the major airports where the actual flights, international particularly, will be moving?
you don't require a wide body all the time, but depending on the size of the parcel and the tonnage that you're talking about, under Udan, government is also investing into increasing the length of the runways so that the penalty on the, like you go to Lakshadweep today with the ATR, you can go with all 72 passengers, but on the return leg, you can only bring 50. So that kind of intervention is being done by the government. So I'm not saying all Udan is supposed to be smaller ones, but when it comes to trade, it is the movement of people and cargo both. And if at all it makes a sense, people will also use smaller freighters. So it will be in the domestic run sector, provided it meets the cost parameters.
So you want to say that for passenger side, it makes a lot more sense, but for the cargo, does it make that
I'm
much sense?
agreeing with you as of now, but I see future if I have a very high value good, I'll do something about it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Depends on the value of good.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have another question? I guess not. So if you may please felicitate.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for all your insight about the logistics and Udan as well. Now I would like to request our moderator, Mr. Haresh Lalwani, to kindly felicitate Captain B.V. J.K. Sharma. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable time.
So now we have Mr. Sagar Kadu, who is the Director, DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce. And this is going to be interesting because I'm going to be asking him the question, and when I spoke to him, he told me he also has a presentation, and the presentation is actually going to answer my question. So he's going to do that. It's going to be an interactive one. So my first question to him is, how is DPIIT leveraging PM Gati Shakti to create seamless multimodal connectivity, and what tangible improvements can industry expect in the next 12 to 18 months? Yes, and then my next question to you is, of course, about Viksit. You want me to ask that if you think you have?
Yeah.
Okay, so my second question to you is also going to be that how is DPIIT aligning long-term logistics infrastructure planning with this national goal, and especially in terms of building resilience, sustainability, and future-ready supply chains?
So I think many things we have covered from the morning session, be it a global supply chain, Vikasit Bharat, India Vision 47. So like my previous panelist, like even the moderator Harish Bhai was asking, so what is like Vikasit Bharat? Kya hai hamara? What's like, so to be developed country by 2047, what is Vikasit Bharat and vision of India? India to be third largest economy by 2027, and then 5 trillion economy and 35 trillion economy. Now, we target kiske hai? Basically, okay, we say it's India's vision. But what exactly? Who is gonna to fulfill these targets? I think everyone who is present here is gonna to contribute. So I think this is not only India's target, this is our target to make the India a developed nation by 2047. And like the first presentation, like he was telling how the China is progressing, how the world is progressing, India is not into that 10 ports. I think that is really a mirror also, but I think what we are doing and the progress what we are making, I think it's a time to make a proud also. So my presentation is going to cover, we are into the right direction and we have to buckle up more. The government is with you. It's not, today's now government role is more of the facilitator to make our manufacturing industry to grow, our logistics, supply chain, and to achieve that target for everybody's. And ultimately, Vikasit Bharat is not only about the manufacturing or only making the 5 trillion or 35 trillion. It's making the life of each and every citizen to that level of the developed nation, to increase the per capita income. And these are the just means, export, manufacturing, to make every citizen a nation, part of the developed citizen. I think that's our target, and I, as a logistics and we together, have a more responsibility to make that more achievable. So when I'm talking on the part of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, I think largely we have 3 goals. So when we are talking, how do we achieve these targets? So when we say, even the morning panelists, they were saying that a manufacturing sector has to grow, we have to do this, we have to. So this is what the government is doing now. It's the plug and play infrastructure. When we're talking about you must have traveled across the world, how the industries are functioning. So that is what the policies are already in a place to plug and play infrastructure, investment in enhancing production capacity. This is to make the Indian manufacturing sector grow. And then there comes the role of the logistics sector. I think development of the logistics infrastructure, this is one of the priority sector for the government. And then better connection to the market like FTAs and various bilateral or multilateral negotiations. I think all these activities are in a place to achieve this goal. This is what the approach of the government. This is again the industrial infrastructure. I'll say we are, as a DPIIT, having a NICDIC who are developing the industrial corridors, which is the plug and play mode, where 11 corridors along the existing manufacturing clusters. So we are trying to make the manufacturing plug and play. So we are seeing lot of multinational companies now are coming to India. We are knowing recently also, lot of the furniture, biggest furniture mark, Mart is gonna to source their global supply raw material from the India. Again, the biggest e-commerce network is planning to shift their base from the foreign country to the India. So I think for that our manufacturing sector has to be state of the art. So this is what the 11 industrial corridors is making progress, which earlier was the Mumbai-Delhi industrial corridor, which is now been extended to all over this golden quadrilateral. And you can see all these corridors are being into the progress, and lot of new industry manufacturing will be coming up. So this is also one of the sector for our business to grow, which will be new manufacturing sector. I think we'll just play a small video. Audio, please.
National Industrial Corridor Development Program, a silent revolution to make India Atmanirbhar, to make India one of the largest economies in the world, envisioned by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi.
बीते सालों में 4 इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर शुरू हो चुके हैं और अब ऐसे कॉरिडोर्स की संख्या को 1 दर्जन तक बढ़ाया जा रहा है। अब देश की इंडस्ट्री को ऐसी सुविधाएं देने का प्रयास है जो प्लग एंड प्ले इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से युक्त हो, यानी देश और दुनिया के निवेशकों को सिर्फ अपना सिस्टम लगाना है और काम शुरू करना है।
It started with Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, and 4 more corridors were added, namely Amritsar-Kolkata Industrial Corridor, Chennai-Bengaluru Industrial Corridor, Bengaluru-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, and East Coast Economic Corridor with Vizag-Chennai Industrial Corridor. Later, 6 more corridors were added covering the length and breadth of the country. 4 greenfield industrial smart cities have already been developed. 4 more are under development, and Government of India has approved 12 new industrial smart cities across 10 states under 6 corridors, with a total investment of 28,602 crore rupees, aiming to transform India's industrial landscape. These corridors have been developed on the backbone of transportation networks like Western and Eastern dedicated freight corridors, state and national highways and expressways. Salient features of these cities are integrated city planning, multimodal connectivity, reliable 24 hours power supply, portable and recycled water supply, effluent treatment plants, gas pipeline, telecom OFC network, plug-and-play infrastructure, environment clearance, single window clearance, e-land management system, walk-to-work concept, and quality living. The aim of this program is to develop greenfield industrial smart cities in India, which can compete with the best manufacturing and investment destinations in the world. These cities provide plug-and-play infrastructure like water, power, ICT connections, and waste collection at the plot level. Land allotment in 4 cities have already started, namely Dholera Special Investment Region in Gujarat, Shendra Bidkin Industrial Area in Maharashtra, Integrated Industrial Township Greater Noida in Uttar Pradesh, and Integrated Industrial Township Vikram Udyogpuri in Madhya Pradesh. Some of the focus sectors are semiconductors, aerospace and defense, green hydrogen, pharmaceuticals, heavy engineering, general manufacturing, electronics, textile and apparel, food processing, and many more. Various industries have started commercial production, and many more are in the process of setting up their factories. These greenfield industrial smart cities are marking India's rise into a global hub for manufacturing.
So that was one part. Now, when we talk about the Vision 47, I think when we are into the logistics or the supply chain, it's very important for us to know MORTH का target क्या है. Basically, MORTH Bharatmala wants to create a 26 kilometer of economic corridor. So please focus on the word economic corridor. So all these vision statements are basically targeting the economy and transport or the logistics sector. Ministry of Railway, again a national railway plan to increase the railway network capacity by 2030 with the goal goal of handling 45% of the freight traffic. Again, in the morning session, we have seen the percentages doesn't matter. I think the CAGR, the railway freight carrying capacity is increasing every year by 10 to 15%. The credit goes to the overall volume going up. We know even our ports volume last 4 years, we have seen our export has gone from 200 to 450. So that is how at the level the exports are growing up, the business, the manufacturing sector is growing up. Again, Ministry of Port Shipping, which is again our core ministry where a lot of initiatives we'll see in the detail again, and the Ministry of Civil Aviation again to create new airports from 157 to 247, 350, from 157 to 350. This is again going to be very important because lot of sector we are not able to, cater to the global supply chain just because that transit time requirement from the airport, even the small cities, even the Jaipur, or there are a lot of handicrafts or the jewelry material. So all this infrastructure is gonna to make that export transit sensitive, more approachable, and overall logistics, the efficient network. This is again, I'm just included for what this is being our sector basically again, primarily to develop the world-class shipbuilding sector, promote maritime clusters, enhance efficiency through technology. This is all the ministry's initiatives which are going to develop overall the maritime sector. This is again the key priority areas for the government. Shipbuilding, again this is very important. Now when we are talking about the shipbuilding sector, shipbuilding, when we say shipbuilding, one ship consists of the 10,000 overall the components. So India is not gonna to make that 10,000 components, that is gonna to come from one or the other countries. So that will also be a part of our, import or the export, where, lot of we people needs to play a role for clearance or overall managing the logistics for it. Again, strengthen the global maritime presence. I think this is very important to understand because we as a, like when we say the freight forwarder or we are the marketer, we have a client base across the global. So we need to market these things. When we are going to abroad, we need to say, okay, no, this is what is happening in our country. Our manufacturing sector is growing up. So you have to be a brand ambassador for the country, promoting our overall export. Now coming to where the logistics stands, overall we already see the logistics stand close to 300 billion industry. Efficient logistics is definitely very much play the important role into the global supply chain. As far as the government initiatives, National Logistics Policy and the PM Gati Shakti, which caters to facilitate and to improve overall sector, that is the main criteria which is launched in 22 defining logistics sector. Again, this is very important. Pre-2028, there was no definition of the logistics. Logistics was purely considered as a transportation. Only after 2018, we started having the importance of the logistics in the overall global supply chain. And I think we have started getting that importance and improving the overall sector. This is again, after post-27, we got the National Logistics Policy in 2022, PM Gati Shakti in 21, E-Way Bill. I think all this has played a role in overall improvement into the logistics sector growth. This is again just to give a snapshot of the National Logistics Policy to reduce the logistics cost, bring the LPI below 25, and be a competitive logistics efficient system. These are some of the action plan. I will not go into the detail. Just you can see this is basically just to give an idea. These are what the government is giving the importance, and this is what the main policy sectors. I'll just cover up this slide. Now this is a service improvement group portal where all these associations are part of it, where the one part is infrastructure, what we have covered. Second part is making the ease of doing business for the logistics sectors, and I think the association like FFA, AMTOI and the ITOA all are playing a big role where the collaboration is done. They are helping us to make the policies more better, to make the infrastructure grow, and I think going ahead, this collaboration is very important for the overall improvement. This is again the ULIP. We know all about this. Again, this LDB, I think all of you who has used this LDB, anybody? Oh, fantastic. Sir, how was your experience? So if it's, yeah, so please.
Can you get a mic, please?
So if you have a mobile, just go ldb.co.in, just enter your container number. I think this system is free of cost, available, made available by the government.
Exactly this one. You can enter your container number and you can track it all through its journey from hinterland to the ports. Till the port you have that journey. And there are so many other data points available which are useful to you. But what was required was a API integration which ULIP provides now, and
Right.
which we have signed up with them and we are doing it now.
Yeah, thank you very much. So it's ldb.co.in. You just enter whatever container number available with you, and you can check the tracking, which is irrespective of the line. Any shipping line, any container, and you can track on the ldb.co.in. This is again MMLPs. We know already this is going to be a new cargo growth hub where we need to focus. Again, 5 are already awarded. The Guwahatis already have been made operational, and these are the MMLPs which will be coming up shortly. This is again the leads where we cooperate with the, facilitate with the states to improve the efficiency at the state level. I'll skip this Gati Shakti. I think you know basically Gati Shakti platform is basically to facilitate the infrastructure development across the rail, road, ports where we are doing the whole of the government approach. And what we are seeing in the Vadhavan port where you know the road which is coming up, I think for the port connectivity is very important. So when the 2030 the ports will be available, before that 2027, 28 the 8-lane road network will be available for the port. So we are catering that requirement. When the port is coming up, the connectivity has to be very better. I think I'll...
Thank you. I must say you answered both my questions, and you answered more than that, actually. So between Dr. Karunesan and Mr. Kadu, the amount of information that we've received, for me, I'm only seeing opportunities. I'm not looking at anything else. So, guys, I think it's time to get up, go home, tell your kids, please join the business. There is still a lot of future. They've all been thinking, should we not? Trust me, with the kind of information that we've got over here, we've got to get the next 3 generations ready to do this kind of work. So, that's again my take.
Fact, yeah, telling kids, but my appeal is more to go and tell your customers abroad. See, this is what India is not more a bad road, bad transportation. We have a world-class transportation across. I think when we used to go to the foreign ports, I think now, if somebody has gone to the JNPT port, I think it is one of the world-class port. Oh, forget about, okay, the volume.
There's no doubt about it.
Mundra or the JNPT, I think lot of foreign ports, people are now coming to visit the JNPT. Every day there is a delegation of 20 to 30 people who are coming to JNPT and know about these things. I think we need to take a proud and market these things, market about our cargo growth, and I think these targets are, I think we can cover it well before the time guidelines. And I think the responsibility lies with you people more, because you are the face of the exporters, you are the transacting party, you have to do the hand-holding. You have to handhold not only the customers, you have to handhold even the government also. You have to be part of the policy making. That's it. Thank you.
So you've given us the route. Trust me, we are logisticians. We'll definitely take it on. So, and we'll take it on to you also. We'll make sure that, you know, the infrastructure is now built the way it has been promised. And coming to Nhava Sheva with so many praises, I'm going to come to Anirudh ji, the CEO of Nhava Sheva Freeport Terminal. So tell me, like, you know, as the CEO of a major private terminal at JNPA, how is NSFT contributing to enhancing port capacity, turnaround time, and overall efficiency in the container logistics ecosystem that we have currently? So this is current, okay? We talk about future.
I'll stick to current because I think both my friends have already given you the taste of what India has done in last 15, 20 years and what are we going to plan in the coming Amrit Kal vision of our Honorable Prime Minister till 2047. But I'll stick myself to what we are doing presently or what we have done in the last 2 years since we took over the port or the container terminal from the Port Authority. we are adding lots of things. We are adding capacities, we are getting new cranes, we are ensuring we are going green in terms of our electricity initiative. We are going for automation. We are going in for ensuring you have a seamless flow of traffic. And most important, we are changing our thought process of a typical container terminal from line being the customer to every stakeholder being the customer. So whether it is a member of FFI or a AMTOI or a BCBA or a BCO, everybody is my customer. Where it need not be line or a CFS. As a customer, it is extremely important for me to have a dialogue, have a seamless relationship with all the stakeholders. Now, personally, I think I have made friends who have been colleagues. A friend is sitting on the right-hand side. I have lots of friends in the people sitting in the hall. We are developing relationships, no doubt. But more than that, on the infrastructure side, what we are doing in Nhava Sheva port is we are today at 0.6 million capacity. We are adding about double of that. That is, so we'll be more than 1.5, 1.6 million TEUs capable of handling these many TEUs per annum by Q4 of 2025. And how are we doing that? We are adding 5 ship-to-shore brand new cranes which are capable of handling 18,000 TEU ships. We are making sure we are adding additional yard handling equipment so that we could store more containers, we could handle more number of trucks, we could handle 24/7 like any other port does. And by end of July or probably mid of August, we will get a fully refurbished 680 meters of quay length, which will allow us to operate both berths simultaneously. Today we are kind of working only with one effective berth because the other berth is undergoing refurbishment and repair work of the berth. So this would enable us to take a quantum leap and make sure that we add another 1.2 million TEU capacity in Nhava Sheva. My neighboring terminal PSA is also adding another 2 million TEU capacity. So very, very soon, hopefully by mid of next year, Nhava Sheva as a port or Jawaharlal Nehru as a port authority will be able to have 11 plus million TEUs as a capacity. And I'm sure that by 2028 or 2029, it will be fully taken up, which means we will definitely need a project like Vadhavan. We will definitely need dedicated freight corridor to be quickly commenced its commercial operations right up to Nhava Sheva. It would mean that we need to have Delhi-Mumbai expressway in a much faster way. That would also mean we need more marine infrastructure in place. That would also mean the ports which are now playing a landlord model role need to take responsibility of areas beyond the port limits. They need to engage with local authorities to ensure that we have very good infrastructure outside the port, be it road connectivity, be it restrooms for the drivers, be it parking plazas, be it whatever. I mean, whatever it takes to get free flow of traffic in and out of the port. So that's one part of it. Second part, what we are doing is skill development, and that's what I need to emphasize more on. We will add as many cranes as possible, no doubt, but we'll need good people to operate them. So what we have undertaken is obviously a skill development exercise. We are creating batches of 40 engineers, diploma holders for operations as well as for operating these cranes. So we are making them future ready. We will have trained crane operators by end of this year to operate and be available to work in any other container terminal and actually create a pipeline of skilled manpower. That is what is going to be requirement for years to come for us. If we are going to add additional infrastructure, we are going to need people to manage that infrastructure. Regretfully, we are lacking in that. We need to have a serious skill development program. We are making sure that at least for our terminal and for the local area, we are creating such skilled infrastructure or skill development, people who are capable of operating these complex machines. We are ensuring that we are making people employable. We may not be able to give them employment, but we are definitely making them employable by giving them knowledge, giving them training. They can go and work any part of the world. You can see and experience Middle East has maximum number of Indian immigrants who are working there. In fact, entire Middle East works on Indian laborers and Indian professionals. I won't be hesitating to say that. We need to ensure that such talent is also developed locally. We are making sure we are doing those efforts. Port is also supporting us on that. And I'm sure the likes of Mundra Port, the management of Mundra Port, and now upcoming Vadhavan, people and the port will together work and ensure that there is a skill development program to actually manage the infrastructure which the government and the private people and the terminal operators are creating for a long time to come.
Thank you. Thank you very much. In fact, you've touched a topic that is very close to my heart, that, skilling, training, and beyond skilling and training, I know I'm going a little off, but what you said makes a lot of sense.
Just to add one point,
Sure.
Every port has those couple of months in a year where there are no drivers available because they all go back to their villages for agricultural work, or they simply go for wedding season or whatever. And you actually face problems in evacuating of containers or meeting the export deadlines during the peak period of exports. So that's one thing which I was discussing with the port chairman of JNPA, Mr. Wagh, and he said that port is willing to support through their training center, maybe training of 300 drivers in one go, give them some training, give them some practical experience, and ensure that they are employable in the industry.
So that's exactly what I was saying when you came to training and you came to skill development. Beyond or before training, before skill development, there is something called as awareness. Okay, so what we are all missing over here is that we are not creating the right kind of awareness. The infrastructure is growing, and it's growing in leaps and bounds. We know what is happening internationally. Like you've seen, you come from an international company that's, running a terminal over here. But the awareness, the growth the awareness is only going to be the first step towards training, growth, and skill development. The point is, if I do not understand the ABC, and you are already asking me to make sentences, so this is what we should take forward, that we know what is happening, but do we have the right training? And I always say this everywhere, that, we will all need to unlearn to learn
and
again.
relearn.
And that is what we are not prepared for. We need to understand that there are things that are happening, they're obsolete now, we have to unlearn that. And then when you look at the infrastructure in that way, you are looking at it that, people are more aware of it, people know how to tackle with the problems with the newer infrastructure. It shouldn't be that we have the best infrastructure, we have the best training, we have best of everything, but we don't know how we don't perform. So I think we can keep going on, but we have a next session after this, and if there are any questions that anyone would like to take over here. I do have one question, but the light over here is too much. I really can't see this question. So there was a gentleman over here who wanted to ask. So can you please ask your question? Thank you.
Hello, I am Manu Chaudhary, actually freight forwarder from eastern side, taking care of border clearance and border logistics. Sir, this questions to Mr. Sagar, DPIIT, since you are giving presentation on PM Gati Shakti portal related to ULEAP, these questions relate to. In ULEAP, sir, you have started with container tracking, and there was an option also given where airway bill can be tracked with the trucks and trailers which is passing on, which is still, I think, sir, not yet aired. So if you can throw light on this related to this ULEAP service, airway bill is there, where we can track the truck and trailer when it is crossing through toll plaza and all. It will automatically can be tracked. Since we have a container tracking, but loose cargoes are there.
Okay, I got your question. Basically, the container tracking we are doing with the RFID base, when the containers gets out of the terminal, the RFID tags is being put on the container. So whenever the container is passing through any toll plaza, or we have put the RFID readers across the empty depots, CFS, ICDs. So whenever the container goes, it's being tracked. For the air cargo, possibly, I think that RFID is missing. That we need to, in fact, if industry can come out with some solutions, so that will be welcome. We are ready to adopt that,
Sir, there is a provision of GST waybill. GST waybill which can be, which was supposed to get into ULEAP actually. The waybill can be tracked from where it is going and where it is, because it's waybill nowadays having a barcode.
It's not very clear over here. I'm sorry. I think maybe the speakers are a little too close to us. So we can't get that question right.
Yeah. He's talking about the land borders with Bhutan, with Bangladesh, with Nepal.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So that you are still not having the connectivity. You're missing that tracking.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Maybe you can just send me the suggestions.
Right.
I'll check on it. Definitely, I'm not having the ready answer for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
If you have any solution that also suggest, we'll try to implement it.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Sailesh bhai, I'm actually going to end this because we can take this for the next 2 hours. So, all yours.
So, thank you, Harish. And thank you all participants who are in the hall. Despite a heavy lunch and an early start, I see the hall is substantially full. So it's a testament to the fact that you found this session important and interesting. I'll try to very quickly summarize it in a very short span. Thank you, Inarasu. You've educated us on the role of IAPH. Happy to learn that it's handling 1/3 of the global cargo of EXIM. You've also said the world, for the world today, people, material, and info and energy flow is very important. And I guess it's very relevant to us because material flow is what we do. You've spoken about perpetual disruptions. I think the world will need to learn how to handle it because irrespective of times and the decades, the perpetual disruptions keep continuing for different reasons in different dimensions.
It's a new norm, so you have to adopt.
Sorry?
It's a new norm. It's a norm.
It's a new
It's
norm.
a norm, yeah.
So you have to
It's
adapt.
going to continue to happen, and we all need as logisticians to learn to how handle it better. And we have a subsequent session where the military, the army is going to speak about army logistics and how they handle it because that's the best case of how you handle logistics in adverse situations and unexpected situations. So you also spoke that the volume which you all are handling is 25 billion tons in IAPH. You spoke about mega ships, you spoke about the new Singapore port, you spoke a lot of things, but I'll end with this. It was very informative.
One challenge is for all the fraternities here, mega ship is going to change the game of the entire shipping and port and logistics. Yes, gone are the days like 2,000 TEUs of containers we are unable to handle. Now 25,000 TEUs containers, you don't have the infrastructure, whether gate or road or rail. Yes, 25,000 TEUs, huge volume. So even one volume, like 10,000 exchange, will throw the system out of gear. We don't have that kind of...
So more opportunities for our members.
No.
Yeah, that's but the infrastructure.
Infrastructure. So we go back to the government again and say, build
Then
more.
We had Mr. Sharma who has left us to go back to Bombay. He spoke about the new airport being truly multimodal. And it's going to have rail connectivity, road connectivity, air connectivity, obviously, but it's also going to have water connectivity for passenger and cargo flow. So that's going to be one of the first unique airports in India, which will have all 4 connectivities at one single location. He spoke about a 5-fold increase in air cargo volume, which is probably music to all the participants here. He spoke that it's going to be very well connected with all areas from where cargo and passenger traffic originate, because it's got a very, unique and it's very well placed, the new airport. We had Mr. Kadu, who had so much data that I'm sorry I could not keep writing it because it was so fast, the movement, but I've tried to capture some of the important parts. You spoke about Viksit Bharat. You spoke that India is going to be very soon becoming the 3rd largest economy. It's going to be a 5 trillion economy by 2047. It's the collective responsibility of all participants here, along with the government, to see that how we achieve this. You spoke about enhancing manufacturing capacity by integrated development of logistics sector, better connect to markets, develop industrial corridors, development of the 11 industrial corridors. And it was so nice to see on the map that it's very strategically done, east, west, north, south, so you are literally covering the whole country very well. You spoke about airports being increased from 157 airports to 350, logistics industry traffic becoming from 282.3 billion USD, which will grow to 3.5 billion USD with a 14% CAGR. You spoke about the logistics policy, which aims to reduce logistics costs. Service Improvement Group, which is the portal of e-logs system portal, targeting improvement in the general environment, how you do business. You spoke about the logistics data bank, and Manu, you can address your question again. If you have some suggestions, you could give it, that how the land border traffic can also get tracking. You spoke about the multimodal transport parks, logistics parks, and the Gati Shakti infrastructure. Thank you for that, sir. Anirudh, you took the track differently. You spoke about the present because future is spoken a lot. Happy to note that you're talking about adding more capacity in Nhava Sheva, new cranes, green energy, change from customer-centric focus from line to every stakeholder, which is again very good for our community. You spoke about a 1.6 million TEU capacity increase. You spoke that you would be very shortly handling 18,000 TEU ships, very nice. 680 meters of quay length being added to your terminal, sorry. And you educated us that Nhava Sheva will become 11 million TEUs capacity shortly. You also said that Nhava Sheva needs Vadhavan, needs DFC, the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway, and most importantly, you said that ports need to go beyond water side to the land side, which is very, very important because that's something which generally gets ignored. Everybody speaks about EXIM on the water side, and they forget that the water side is only going to be efficient if the land side is going to match capacity as well as efficiency. So thank you all panelists for the wonderful presentations and the education which you have imparted to all of us. Thank you again. And with this, we have another very a nice thing which AMTOI wants to do. They want to release a newsletter during the close of this session, but I will leave it to the Compare to first felicitate our panelists, and then we'll move to the next part. So
Thank you, Sailesh.
Over to you all, Mir.
I really didn't know that we discussed so much, and we've gone into so, like, I couldn't keep up. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're trying to close something and it takes so much time, I think we've spoken a lot. Sorry, guys, if we've bored you at any point. I apologize.
So, Dr. Darshan, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much for all our panelists and moderator who has enlightened our knowledge and refueling all the insight information about the infrastructure and the logistics. Thank you very much, our office bearer of FFAI, Mr. Shailesh Bhatia ji. Precisely in 6.5 minutes, he has given gist about entire session. Thank you all of you for patiently listening entire session. Now this is a time for a big round of applause for entire team over here. Now I would like to request our moderator, Mr. Harish Lalwani, to kindly felicitate our all the panelists. I would like to now request Mr. Sagar Kadu to come over here, come on stage. Shailesh bhai, please join. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Inarasu Karunesan. Now I would like to request Mr. Anirudh Lele. Sir, please come forward. Now I would like to request Mr. Shailesh Bhatia ji to felicitate our moderator, Mr. Harish Lalwani. Shailesh bhai, I would like to request you, please open the box and show the bet and what is the insight of this. Can you say a few words about this bet, sir?
Can I request somebody who knows about this bat to come forward?
So everybody's been asking.
It's a signed bat, and it has a lot of significance. I don't know much about it. So there's significance. You must have seen this, but nobody spoke about it. So.
This is a bat signed by the entire Delhi Capitals team. Delhi Capitals, as you know, is one of the IPL teams. DP World is the global logistics partner for Delhi Capitals, and this bat has been signed by the entire team. So, I mean, money can't buy experience. Something very special as a memorabilia. Thank you.
And this has been sponsored by DP World. Thank you, DP World, for that.
Thank you very much, sir, for enlightening us. Now I would like to request all the panelists, moderator, and our Shailesh Bhatia ji for a group photograph, please.
Yeah, I'd request Mr. Dushyant Mulani, Mr. Anand Seth, Mr. S. Ramakrishna, Shantanu Bhatkamkar, Mr. Tarun Kalra, R.K. Rubin, Shashi Tanna, Nailesh Gandhi, Shankar Shinde, Nishita and Priya to please come up on the stage. And Arun, our president, President Amtoy. They are going to be releasing the Amtoy newsletter now.
Big round of applause, please. Thank you very much.
I think somebody should read. Actually, it's very apt. The report reads, Shaping Indian Logistics for Vikasit Bharat 2047.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your attention. I was just wanting to bring to your notice that this is a quarterly newsletter that we bring forward, and it has no nonsense, so it's all articles by our trade. Thank you so much. Captain Saab, thank you so much.
Once again,
Arun sir, you want to announce it?
we are going to re-release it now.
Redo the photo.
We have spare. Dear friends, we are really honored to have amongst us Captain Raghu Raman. Sir has consented to be here with us to release the AMTOY newsletter.
Now we would like to felicitate our business session sponsorer, Container Corporation of India. I would like to representative from Container Corporation of India to come on the stage, please. I would like to request Shailesh Bhatia ji to please be on the stage and felicitate Container Corporation of India.
For those of you who want to read these magazines, there are quite a few. We'll be keeping it outside. We'll be using one of our friends' stalls for placing these magazines for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.